Well, good morning, everyone. What's today? Is it the
Morning.
last? It's Monday, the 24th. Is this the last Monday of the month? I think it is. Next Monday will be July, right? So welcome, welcome. We have some new
Wow.
faces here. So Janice, we're not to put you on the spot, but introduce yourself, say hello, your experience, where you're from, yada, yada, yada. Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm Janice Mattioli. I'm from Connecticut. I just arrived in Florida in December of last year. Got my Florida license in July of last year. And I'm just trying to get situated and get on the road and make some money.
But you've got a lot of experience from Connecticut, right?
32 years.
32 years. Okay, so between Camila and let's see, Mike and Miss Dawn, well, they've got about 32 months. So that's really amazing. It's great to have an experienced agent within this group to help with, and we all share with each other what's working, what's not working, and how we can help each other. So thank you for joining us this morning. We do record this. We do it every Monday morning. We do it for about an hour, and because we know we have a busy schedule in life, and we want to get on with it. So we thought, I was chatting with Karen earlier this morning about what can we talk about. Prospecting is always something we can talk about, but it's the second half of the year starting next week. And so Karen thought, hey, let's talk about how we're planning for the second half of the year. So Karen, what'd you find?
Well, I mean, interesting, because I came across this article on Realtor.com, and because I was thinking about second half of the year, and it actually is a new article, how to ramp up the rest of the year. So I wanted to kind of talk about it and see, obviously for our seasoned realtors, we may have some things that we do outside the box, but I think it's so important nowadays to really try and you got to stand out, right? So what are some things that you can do the rest of the year? You got 6 months, ramp up that business, because I do feel like I was saying to John and everyone earlier who was on, I feel like we're in the dog days of summer right now. Like I don't know about you guys, but my phone was quiet this weekend, I
Yeah,
feel
even the
like
solicitors weren't calling us. Yeah.
I know, right? So, so it's like, okay, well, let's take advantage of this time, and kind of, just talk about what we can do. And for those that are newer in the business that may not have a lot of funds to spend, we're going to talk about some low cost things to do. Um, everyone has a Facebook page? Yeah.
Kenny's working on it. I know.
All right. Because obviously posting on your Facebook page, doing lives on there. I know Camilla's doing a lot of video, which yay for Camilla, we're going to start promoting that. Um, get on your Facebook page. How many times a week are you posting on your Facebook page? Anyone? John? John, I know you probably pretty good. John Rukowski.
Well, I do at least one a day, but that reminds me, Karen, that the listings to leads program posts automatically for you on social media, right?
It
And don't you
does.
have another, is Hero Post something separate that you're doing as well?
Hero Post, I do have a program called Hero Post, and
Okay.
I can put people in there. I actually see, and this is what happens. You get busy, and honestly, I haven't done Hero Post in probably 3-4
Well,
months.
that's what's nice about the automatic posting through. And Janice, the listings to leads, we'll get you that information. Sean, who is our in-house lender here, provides that platform for us. And in that, you can, like, for example, if you wanted to promote listings in Boynton Beach, for example, because always make it convenient for you, to people in Connecticut, you could do that. All right. And all you really need is a Facebook page. You could spend a few bucks on advertising, $5 a day or whatever, but there's lead generation sites that do that. But listings to leads you click a button or two and it automatically posts 1 or 2 times every day on your page. And a lot of it is some of it's real estate related, most of it, but other things might be just interesting articles that someone may find they want to read. So sorry,
Yeah,
Karen.
and you can choose your own topics. There's several different topics. There's questions, there's funnies, there's holidays, things like that. So that's pretty good. But also remember, Facebook wants you to post organically. So even though you have those, make sure you're going on there and, even talk about, well, first of all, who's your audience? I always ask people that. Who's your avatar? My avatar are people that are maybe sizing down, empty nesters, uh, or looking for vacation homes. So obviously I'm going to write posts about that, kind of target that, right? So be doing that. Also, who's writing blogs? Who's doing a blog? I decided I'm going to start a blog. John Moise, you blog, don't you? I would be surprised if you didn't blog. No? Okay. All right. So blogging.
I will
Go ahead.
do it though.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I'm gonna start blogging about international global luxury. So I came across this program called Copymatic.ai, and it is the coolest thing to help you write your blogs. If you guys aren't using if you're not using artificial intelligence right now, you are you're doing yourself a disservice. Between Chat GPT, Copymatic AI. So go on there. You can now, obviously, if you use it on a regular basis, they want you to pay for it, but just go on there and try it. I started writing a blog and I was like, holy crap, you could teach the AI to talk like you, because that's, you want your personality in it.
So Karen,
Yeah.
educate us on the blog and
Well,
so
the blogs, here's the thing, in order, and I'm not an expert on this by any means, I'm just starting it. But if you do a blog, if you write a blog, what you want to do, you want to put keywords in there so it increases your SEO. Okay, keywords. So let's, for example, say I want to write a blog on my Airbnb that I'm building in Mexico. Okay, so I'm going to start with, and I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't see this. Okay. Well, anyway, I have my, okay, Karen and Steve's story, how it started. Why the Riviera Maya? Building a long-term investment. The Mayan train, how that's going to affect my investment. So things like that. So then what I did, I'm going to, when I do that, when I write my blog, I'm going to tag, like when I write the one about let's say the Mayan train, I'm gonna put links in there to the Mayan train, and to the what I'm talking about. Okay, because the more links you have in there, and granted, yeah, you probably are directing them somewhere else, but you want to put links in your article. Then you post that blog on your website, you take a link of that blog, and then you post that on your social sites, or put it in an ad, a Facebook ad. So I'm going to start doing Facebook ads to try and get American investors to purchase where I am purchasing.
and for those who don't know, you might see the things that I post early in the morning. And all I do is I go to Florida Realtors. And since most of I'm assuming most of your customers or most of your avatars on your social media pages are potential buyers or sellers, they're interested in knowing the market. So floridarealtors.org media, you see endless articles. I simply take the link and add my 2 cents, okay, to it. So there's always ways to create some post without really, having to think about it for hours. So there's all kind of different ways, but that's a good idea, Karen.
That's a great idea.
Okay, so you write your post and then you simply post it on social
So
media.
you write your blog goes on your website. There's all of us have a website. There's a location to put your blog, and then you create a link to that blog, and then take that link and push it out, put it in a newsletter, and send it to your customers, your database, put it on your Facebook page, go into some of the social realtor sites and share it with, like for me, if I'm going after realtors, like, hey, create an extra stream of income by selling international properties to your database, because you can get referral fees, so that's something, and again, just determine what you want to blog about. I mean, determine what you want to talk about in your blog. Then I can go even further and I can do, maybe I want to host a webinar. I have done this before. I did this last year. I brought in a developer of the community where I'm building, and a sales rep of the community. And I invited a whole bunch of people so that we can introduce them. And you can do any topic you want. Let's say you want to do first-time home buyers. Sean he's got a wonderful first-time home buyer webinar program that I'm sure he would share or do it with you.
Yeah,
Kenny was
scheduling to do one of those as well in the brand. Well, that was an in-person, wasn't it, Ken?
Yeah, this is just my connections that I had from my previous work, going out and talking to, it's actually workforce organizations and helping to stabilize communities, but letting them know about lending programs and home assistance, down purchase.
Great. Yeah, that's a great. So connect with the lender and have them, maybe they would share the expense or pay for the whole thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Lunch and learns. It's all about, I know we talk about this all the time, but it is about networking and getting in front of people. The more people you get in front of, the chances of you having a connection, are that much greater.
And you know what, Karen, just think about this too. The blog idea, or even if, like, let's say you were doing a recorded Zoom with the builder in Mexico, and you are in front of people. It's just that they're not in that room with you. You're recording it, you're writing it, whatever, then you're sharing it, and other people are seeing it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I didn't do that last time. Record it and share it, but that is a great idea.
That's exactly what we're doing here. I mean,
Right.
I know that there's lots of agents who are going to watch this because maybe they couldn't make it this morning, but they're just seeing what we're chatting about and what they can get from these Monday morning masterminds.
So I talked about, once you do your blog and that, create an email newsletter, and these are all tied together. You start with your social sites, then you create blogs, then you create a newsletter, then you push it out. You have links, make sure you've got links to everything. And if, like, this could be, if you want to start a farm area, start with your city and then do it, or a neighborhood, and make it all about that neighborhood, right? Send the email newsletter out to your database. If you don't have a database, try and create maybe some lookalike audiences, which, I know Sean knows how to do that. I'm not that big on the lookalike audiences, but, maybe take some, create the audiences, create who and there's so many tools to go find, your, people that you could prospect to. RedX, RPR. So those are some ideas. Do people know you're in real estate? Remind them. I haven't had calls from, like, I was in the grocery store, ran into one of my neighbors. And every time I run into her, because it's like every couple of years, oh, are you still in real estate? And I felt like saying, are you still a school teacher? I don't know why we get such a bad rap. I don't know. But, so it reminded me, you know what? Even for me, 25 years in the business, I should remind people I'm still in real estate. I can help you. So send an email to your sphere, letting them know that you're still in the business, and you can help them with other things. You can help them. Remember, you're not geographically confined to your location. You can help people anywhere, right? Create a Google business page. Now, I know Google's extremely challenging sometimes. I created a page. I don't know why, but they canceled it. So now I'm trying to, get a page back. But I'll tell you what, if you do Google reviews at restaurants and and post does anyone post on their Google My Business page?
No,
Okay, so I was doing it. It was amazing. I mean, just you post things about, your real estate business, but then also post some things about the surrounding area, maybe restaurants or a review, things like that. Because Google. you know. Okay, let's see. Those are things, okay, those are pretty much things you don't need to do in person. In-person things, here's a couple ideas, which we all know. Network. Find, try to be on a panel, and if you can't be on a panel, maybe align with some realtors or business partners and create your own panel, you know? For example, maybe I want to connect with some international people, maybe an international lender, things like that, and do a panel on how to increase your return on investment in a foreign country. Something like that. Get involved in your community. I know Ken's very big on that. Because I've heard him talking about that before. Get involved with your community. What are you doing to give back? It's not always about us. We got to give back to our community. Yeah, who's somebody?
Yeah, so there's two things actually that we're doing. Just to touch on that, to give you guys a couple of ideas or examples, and keeping it fun. We do Lacey Day, Lacey Township, and it's like, put up the tents, the whole nine. We sponsor like a soccer dart event, and this year we're gonna actually be right next to it because it's such a big like blow up thing that it was on the other side of us last year or 2 years ago, so people didn't even know that we were the one that sponsored it. And then another thing that is that's new that I don't even think I told Debbie about yet. But we've done the Big Brothers and Sisters event. This would be the 20th year that my buddy has actually done it. And with all the Airbnbs that he's got and this and that, he's got so many things going on. It was just a little bit too much for him to do. And I it's canoeing down a river, and all of the donations go to the charity. And then I'm going to find, I have a screen printing guy who's one of my best friends. So I'm going to find a bunch of sponsors, and I already got like 2 or 3 sponsors for sure that are locked up to go on the backs of the shirts to help the cost of everything. And then afterwards we do like this big like cookout with live music and everything at like one of the farms that's around in the area and stuff like that. So, and it gets everybody in front of everybody, and they're like, oh wow, like, you get to talk to people, and you're in front of everyone,
Right.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
You know what, and Jim does this often too. I know, Jim, you attend different events that aren't even real estate related, but just to get out there and meet people, right?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, the only way to be there, especially, we're new to the area, so we don't know anyone. We've been in business for 20 years, but we are certainly short on leads. And we've tried a lot of this online stuff. They just don't know us personally. And for me, it works best when I'm out there meeting them, shaking hands and talking to them for like 5 or 10 minutes. Just like that last realtor event that we went to. Somebody invited us over to their house to dinner. Like, we get to know them. So they wanted to learn more about real estate investing. Otherwise, we would know them from afar.
Sure.
But for us, it's really helped to be there face to face.
Right. It sounds like, and Janice is kind of has a similar story where she's experienced in real estate, but new to the area. So Janice got to get to know people,
That's
I'd make sure you have something. You get the, Jim and Rachel had their logos made and put them on their shirts, but something so people know that you're in real estate. And like Karen says, how many of our past customers forget about us because we don't remind them or just say hello once in a while? Got to do that. And right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are some of the ideas. I mean, obviously the FSBOs expired, ask for referrals, those, we all know that, but we're trying to think outside the box, right? So
You know,
anyone
one
else?
thing I wanted to share was, connections with people. We can never have enough good connections with people, period, right? And I want to share with you just a little story, and why I'm saying this is because these connections that we're making, wherever we're meeting these people, you never know how they can help us in the future with a transaction. So I say it all the time, say yes to everything, because you never know where it may lead you. And a recent referral I just got, well, she had 70 grand in a safety deposit box. Well, you know what? You can't get a loan when you have money if you don't have money in the bank, real money in the bank. So thinking outside the box and reaching out to a few of my past connections who are legal, we were able to get that money wired to the title company. The whole point is, by meeting people, getting to know what they do, asking them what we can help them with, you never know how that's going to turn around for us. So say yes to everything, get out there and do some marketing. Don't be a secret agent. Everything Karen is saying, we know about, we just have to implement it, right?
Yeah, I mean, last week I met this guy. He's a flipper. The last 2 years he did 85 deals. So now, wouldn't that be nice to represent him, to sell it for him? So 85 deals, potentially you almost double it, because you have to find the deal for him too, and then sell and relist it for him. So
Right.
I'm sure some of the deals not going to come from you, but that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to input? Maria, you look like you want to talk.
No.
Well, your experience. So
well,
what do you do when it's slow?
I have come out of my shell a little bit having Camila right now with me. And it's been big because I didn't do it before, and it's giving me results.
That's
So,
wonderful. Tell us.
yes. Well, more than anything, I am so happy for her. I would let her share her story, but we go in the streets right now and people are giving us the feedback, and they love it. And they love, the short, quick messages that we're sending. We're trying to promote a little bit of everything. So,
Maria, time out. For those who haven't seen your what you're doing, share with the group the content, the video that you're doing.
So I'm picking houses, right? I'm picking something that I believe that is great to show. It doesn't necessarily have to be my listing, because it gets to be boring if I only show my listings, and you know how this is. So we're trying to pick something that is going to be attractive to the people. We bought a camera, we bought the microphones, and just going in front of the camera, which used to be so hard for me. So right now, even whatever I say, it's easier with her too, because she makes me laugh. So I think that you have to find a way to feel comfortable, and then just do it,
Yeah.
and then you will find people saying, I saw your video, whatever it is that we put it. We're using all platforms. So we're using TikTok, which is amazing, right? Like right now, that's what most of the people are getting to. So we're using TikTok, we're using Instagram, we use Facebook. Facebook is for the older people, and it doesn't allow to do too much. I do Google. Okay, and they closed my page at some point, and it took me, I think, like 2 months to reopen Google, but I got it to work. It's horrible with Google. I don't know what it is. If they block you,
They closed mine too.
yeah, it's almost impossible to unblock it. It's almost impossible. So
Yes.
I got it to work. You have to just be consistent and sending them messages and everything, letting them know that you didn't do anything wrong. But the main thing is being found in Google, right? I pay for campaigns through Google. I pay for campaigns in Facebook. I have done it in Instagram. So we get good results doing that. And right now that Camila, the product that Camila is bringing, and I'm just gonna say this as a realtor, not as her mom, okay, is completely different than what we see. Because the perspective that she's bringing into doing the videos is not the same thing that the people do, you know, following the house and showing. Sometimes I tell her, like, but record the master bedroom, you know, like, she's like, no, you don't want to give them too much.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You want to give them something specific. You don't want to give them the price. Because it used to bother me, for example. I was like, I don't want any phone calls that are not going to be business. You know, I want them to know everything up front. Well, that's not the way to get leads.
True.
So you have to give them a little bit, but not much. So seeing through her eyes has changed the way of doing things. And I'm going to let her tell you the story of what happened this weekend with her, because it's funny enough. We think that 21 years old cannot get access to older people, right? And this is for all the parents out there too. But, you know, we're like, okay, they're young. It is they're not buying houses right now. Well, you know, share, Camila, what happened this week.
Okay. Well, basically, I did an open house and one of my close friends, he reposted it on his Instagram. And from there, one of this girl I went to high school with, she sent it to her dad who's looking. And so right before I was about to leave the open house, they walk in. And you know, we're talking, we're hitting it off. I'm just like making all this conversation and I, you know, slip in, are you guys working with a realtor? And they end up, hang on, are you okay, sorry, we're right next to each other on the computers. They end up saying, yeah, they're working with somebody. And so I kind of back off from there, you know, we're just conversating and everything. They're like, we're going to come back with our parents. And so then they come back and then they're looking around, you know, they're talking, I'm talking to everybody. And she's like, we want to place an offer. But I'm over here thinking, okay, she's going to work with their realtor, but she's looking at me and I'm like, oh, with me, you know, I was so excited. And so she sent me her pre-approval. She sent me everything that I need. And then I put in the offer yesterday, literally. So yeah, that was my blessing that happened
That's
right before.
awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think it's a very interesting thought too, because I would think if I'm gonna do video, Jim does this well all the time. You know, we're showing the whole house, right? We're giving them, it's almost like a virtual tour of the whole property where you're just giving little snippets of the kitchen or something to try to get them to call you to get into the property. That's
Because
brilliant.
that's what I told my mom too. Because if you put the address, you put the price, you put everything that they need, they're not gonna call you. They don't have any questions, you know. So it's like it's better to give them a little taste of what it's gonna be, and then they're like, oh well, I want to see more, you know. Then they call you, oh, schedule a showing, you know, and it just kind of. Because one thing I did learn, I feel like it was Karen who also told me, never put the address, or it was Sean too. Never put the address of this place. You know, you want people to be curious about where it is at.
Right.
Yeah.
Well done.
Interesting.
You.
Where are you posting your videos?
Oh, I'm posting them everywhere. I'm actually, I know Facebook is very big, but I'm
I was
very
gonna
big
say,
on
I'm on Facebook. I don't see your videos on Facebook.
which I have it connected that where I post on my Instagram, I post directly on my Facebook. And then I'm also connected with the listings to leads where like every day there's like a little post that goes on. But my actual post, I go on Instagram first and then it goes to Facebook. Yeah.
Got it.
Which I feel like Instagram is becoming very big as well, you know, and I know Facebook is like a lot of people do use it, but Instagram is getting very high. It's like, you know, you get your nails or your lashes done, or you have any business, a small business, you're gonna look them up on Instagram, you know, and I know like a lot of people do that for Facebook too, but it's also becoming very big for Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Instagram is not super user friendly. So you have to know what you're doing to get to it. But one video can give you, even if, you know, I always say they're not gonna like it. There's not a lot of people that put a like. So if you don't see that you have 20 and 30 and 40 likes, it doesn't matter. Go into the insights and you're gonna see that 6,000 people saw it. You know, so it's giving us enough where it's worth Instagram. And this comes with a new generation, like she was saying, you know, you look at people right now, you go to do your hair and they tell you go into Instagram. So it's because Instagram is working. You know, so the houses are different. You have her videos cannot be more than what, 40 seconds? 40 seconds she wants, you know, so it can go into every single platform. So it's not something that you take 3 minutes showing everything, you know, or anything like that. It's very fun. I'm gonna have her put it on the chat so you guys can see this downtown in St. Pete that she did, that it, you know, she's like, it's close to downtown, and you can see that is a house that is in downtown St. Pete, you know, and we got probably 6 phone calls out of it,
That's awesome.
you know.
I've
So
seen the videos of like where they're like someone will be like riding a motorcycle and all of a sudden the guy's about to flip off of it, and then he like rolls into it, and then he's like, and this house is for sale. You know, it's because you're about to be like, you're like, oh my God, no. And then the guy's like, "It's for sale."
I've seen all those, and then when like you cut like a melon and like the water and everything, and
Yeah.
like there's so many, and I've been wanting to do that with my mom too, but I'm getting her more and more like into the videos, you know, because it's always better when you act natural, you know. You can't be like, this is my 5th take, and like people can tell it's your 5th take, and like
Yeah.
just talking, you know, you just got to make it the most natural and like
Gotta
funny.
be
People watch
fluid.
funny things, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
but I honestly will go for Google a lot too. And funny enough, yesterday in the morning, I was looking at it. The most reviews you do of places, the better chances that you have to be on top.
Mm-hmm.
Even reviewing restaurants, which is the funniest thing, but you will be on top because you're reviewing it. It's like like Google gives you something, like they go through silver, platinum, you know, like they go up and up and up in your search if you review places. So that's the other thing too, reviewing places that you go to eat and reviewing places that you're using.
Yeah, Maria, I know that's true. Because I did get a lead for someone who was just Googling realtors in Dunedin, and I got a lead from it. But I will always give a Google review because I know how important they are to us. I had an electrician do a great job on Friday, and I promised him that I would do a Google review because it's important for their business and for ours. So that's a very good point. By helping them, we're actually helping ourselves with our ranking in Google.
Yeah.
Anything else we can chat about, Kenny? You want to say something, or was that just a cough?
Yeah, no, it was just a cough, but yeah, I've spent way too much time on Facebook trying to get everything straightened out. So, you know, beware of how you promote stuff on Facebook. Make sure you're indicating that it's a housing category. My personal account is completely blocked from the business side. I can't post anything on that. And it stems from having taken over a different account at my last job. The site was already banned before I even took it over. And so guilt by association, they just simply blocked my access to the Facebook business account. So I set up a separate account, and now it's been trying to make sure that I can link that to listing to leads and produce my own content. And my own content is actually gaining some good traction, I would say. I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook. I joined in 2003. At that time, I really thought that Facebook was something that my Turkish students had created. I was living in Turkey at the time. And I didn't even think that it was a thing from the United States. Anyways, long and short of it is, I would say my organic sphere is all over the place. You know, I've lived in Brazil, I've lived in Ecuador, I've lived in Turkey, Germany. None of these people are ever going to buy a home in the United States. But it still makes sense to contact them organically because they might know somebody here.
Exactly right, Kenny. They may or they may not, but they may know somebody who is, and obviously they would be you would be the go-to guy for them. So, well, good. And I know that Mike Duran, just for those who don't know, he kind of got hacked. Somebody sent him a message through Facebook Messenger, and he clicked on it because he thought it was from Facebook about your account, right, Mike?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on my new account, I've had people comment that an image that I'm using is goes against the content of Facebook.
I get that all the time.
Just take them off,
I ignore it.
and then report them to Facebook if you can.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll just start to go away. But anyways, they probably won't. But the new account has really generated a lot of leads for me recently, so that's great. Just simple things like posting that I'm doing an open house somewhere, and it has really, there's kind of like this organic component to it. If you put a link to your website, a few of them will actually visit there. One gentleman actually visited and then like specifically said that he's looking for a beach home. Even though the house is located in Temple Terrace, nowhere near the beach. So there you go. I mean, you never know where these things are going to lead to.
Right. Well done.
Hmm.
Johnny Holtzfield, how's it down in Pine Island? What's going on down there?
Well, it's like Karen said, the dog days of summer, but just really trying to implement a lot of different strategies, really working on the foundation of my business. You mentioned community involvement. I'm very involved with the Elks here on Pine Island, also involved with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm volunteering for a big event they're having here in July. And then we're involved in our church. My wife is involved in a women's group that just raises tons of money for different, needs here on the island. So, we're just, as far as networking, we're new to the island. We've been here 2 years. And but we've really become immersed in the culture here, gone through a hurricane together. We've all pulled together to get through it. So there's just a lot of connections, a lot of networking, relationships built. I also am involved with a group called FISH, Fellow Islanders Sharing Help. So last week I was picking up wheelchairs, delivering wheelchairs and potty seats and walkers, because we have a storage room full of them, and then people know that they can get them for free, and then they also return them when they're done with them. So I'm doing that. I used to take people to appointments who can't drive in Cape Coral and Fort Myers, but it was consuming half of my day to do one appointment. So I had to back off that because I got to get my business going. So just, really involved in the community. Is it turning into sales? No, I'm really struggling in my business, really fighting to stay on the island at this point. My back's up against a wall. I have got to see some things turn around, or things have got to change for me. So, I'm just really doing a gut check, really working hard at being a successful businessman. I did get a call yesterday. Actually, I put out postcards a while back and got a really good opportunity came up yesterday. Somebody scanned my QR code to look for the value on a home valuation tool I have. And I right away contacted them through email and through texting, and they contact me right back, and we've got an appointment for a listing presentation on a home that was for sale by another brokerage, and it went off the market at the end of April, but it's $1 million listing, and it's near my house. So that is a huge opportunity for me. We've got an appointment Wednesday to do the listing presentation. So that was a big breakthrough. I do have a closing this week for an investor, and he's going to fix the house up, turn right around, sell it. So, Jim, you had mentioned that. And this investor's I think, going to be a real good person to work with. I've done a lot of research for him on other opportunities. And like you said, say yes to everything and see where it leads. And he's one of those guys I've been saying yes to and doing a lot of work for and not getting any results. But now, we're starting to see some results there. So yeah, just trying to, do everything I can. I was fascinated, Maria and Camilla, with what you're doing with your videos. I've done a lot of videos and put a lot of money into it and didn't see a lot of results from it, but just listening to you this morning really,
You know what I
I
was
think-
thinking, John? What, and Karen, you guys put the video in the chat. Can you share and bring that up while we watch this? Only 40 seconds.
Sure. Like, am I like, I don't know how to do that.
Let me see if I can do that. Share this. Let
Share
me see.
screen.
Let me bring up the chat first.
Well, I think you
Yeah.
gotta,
While you're doing that, I just want to throw this out there. Would you guys be interested in doing like a prospecting accountability call session
sure.
kind of thing? Because we did that with our team up here. And I mean, it's not as like, like door knocking or any of that stuff. And you can get the leads from like Red X or something along those lines, or like, just like Fizbos and stuff like that. And you could just do it for like 1 hour. We could do it like 1 hour, like say like Thursday or Wednesday at like 6 o'clock, something like that, because this way everyone's home.
Yeah, count me in. I'd love to do that.
And then we beforehand, what we'll do is we can go over some closes and stuff like that, because I love like doing the, Ed's right angle close and all that good stuff.
That sounds great.
Sharpen the
Okay.
axe.
We'll pick a date, time, we'll start and we'll push it out to everyone
Okay, that works.
who wants to
yeah,
join.
I'm
Do
doing
we want to
that.
do a Zoom? Will it be a Zoom?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what
Yeah.
we did, because in Jersey up here, like we got, like Debbie and I are close, but Kristen's in Staten Island, so and Will is in another town, Susan in another town, so it just ended up working out better that way. And then you mute each other, and then like if someone gets something and whatever, then they're like, yeah, and then we can all BS right at the end of it and say this is how many we've gotten, and so on and so forth. And then if you're set up to go and you don't go, then you feel like, oh, horrible about it, and you got to wear it the next day. You know what I mean? So you best be there.
So
So,
Johnny, when do you want to set this up?
I could do Wednesdays. Wednesdays for me are good.
Okay.
I could do Wednesday at, like, if you wanted to do Wednesday 6 o'clock, I can mark that in my calendar. We can do that every Wednesday.
Cool. All right,
Yeah.
every Wednesday, 6 o'clock for those who want to participate. And before we leave, I wanted Mr. Hoatsfield, Johnny, I applaud you for what you're doing, and we all have to look at our return on investment, whether it be out of pocket or time. Time is extremely valuable, and I know if you had the pockets to do it, that this would turn into business for you. But at the same time, I know that we all have to pay the rent too. So you need to figure out. I have a good feeling about this listing you're going to get and this transaction and a flip, and just maybe monitor your time. That's all. I have to do the same thing. I know that I do a lot of things that aren't probably a good long-term return on investment time-wise, but so we have to monitor those things. So keep your chin up. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? And I know you're a man of faith, so good things happen to good people. So keep doing what you're doing.
Did you want to look at that video?
I know it. I couldn't figure out how to do
Well,
it
I
with the
thought-
share.
I
You
thought
got it? But you know what? I was hearing Maria and Camila. Oh, you got it?
Oops, that's my email.
Mm-hmm. You got to save the video.
Where do I go to chat? Okay, here, chat, show chat. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got to save it to your screen first.
Hmm.
And if we cannot figure it out, then
All right,
we
everyone
will
just-
post it in the Facebook and Declaration Cafe too.
Good. Yeah, please do
We
that.
can do that in Facebook. So you guys can see it. And she also did one for Joanne that I think that was great. And Alisa and Nathan. So same thing, 40 seconds, and it was, you can share it everywhere, because that's the main thing. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay, go.
St. Petersburg. Check out this beautiful Mediterranean style home right in historic Old Northeast. In this home, we have 3 bedrooms and 2 beautiful bathrooms with a little bit over 1,500 square feet. There is so much character in this home, having it is built in 1937. It has a brand new roof, brand new appliances, and brand new heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Not only that, but having high beam ceilings all throughout the master bedroom really adds a unique characteristic that makes you fall in love with this home, as well as a detached 2-car garage. My name is Camila Crespo, and call me if you have any questions.
Lovely, good. And I know the quality is better than that came across because of being on Zoom, but that was great. Well done.
Love
You
it.
know what, Camila, all I could think of was when you were saying that the home was built in 1937, you could almost said, built in the same year my great-grandparents got married. Yeah, cute.
Yeah,
Very
it
well
was
done.
so pretty too, right in Old Northeast. So it's like, it's just all those houses. My best friend lives over by there. So it's funny because when we hang out, she likes to come along with me to do those stuff. And I'm like, okay, come with me to make a video. And so I'm looking through the neighborhood and I'm like, okay, this one. She goes, that we share an alley, it's right next to me. We might as well, like, we walked over, so close. I'm like, and she was so curious about what the house looked like too. So it was fun for her,
Sure. Well
Yeah.
done. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thing too. She's charging $50. Normally, my photographers and the people that did my pictures before, it was $100. And if I want to freaking fly a drone, then it was $150. So you really think, okay, am I doing video or am I not doing it? So for $50, it's easier to say, okay, let's do it, because she will get it from another perspective. So in any listings that you think that, can grab people, it will grab people. We have about 7,000 views on that video.
Wow.
Wish we could have
So
done
it's a good $50 investment. That's all I can say. And this is just from, what I told Joanne too. I'm not going to put it out there, but Joanne did it and it was a good one too. And the music, sometimes I don't even care about the music, but if it's trending, it will pick up a different market too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wish we
Wonderful.
could have done that Dunedin one. It sold so darn fast and it was pouring down rain the whole day.
Yeah. And I heard, and this is just some words of encouragement, because we have to put up our faith that these interest rates are going to go down. I heard that September, so we are closer to it. If we can survive July and August with the heat and with the market, then in September, it should be much better.
Well, there's still people moving, to both Jersey and to Florida. So, and it's always a good market for somebody, whether it be a seller or a buyer. So, always keep that in mind, right?
I would imagine the Jersey market's this is probably your busy time of year, right?
It's interesting. It's like hit or miss a little bit. And then we had Debbie had multiple offers on her listing. Sue had multiple offers on her listing, and Sue's house it's a waterfront, so it's like it basically has to get knocked down. And I'm like, how did someone spend over like almost $500,000 for something that's gonna get knocked down? It's like,
It's interesting because I was reading one of my luxury blogs, and it was actually the the Institute for Luxury Home Marketing, and it for summer 2024, so it's a brand new stat. Right now, that's where the money is. This was US nationwide. It wasn't just specific to our region. They said the money right now is in the people that can afford, the people that can afford it. That, we're not talking like someone that has an extra $100,000 laying around. I mean, these are, that the luxury market has increased year over year from last year. The days on the market average, believe it or not, is 6 days for the luxury market. And their luxury market is defined as a median of 1 million, like a little over 1 million was the median, because it is depending on region, but for the whole US, the average is $1 million. And I was just shocked with that 6 days on the market, but that's what people are doing. They're either buying, like investment properties, so water, something like that.
where you can Airbnb and you can make a profit off of it. The other thing too, what I wanted to, my last tidbit that I wanted to leave you guys with was that something that I started doing through commercial, but you can do it through commercial for residential as well, in essence, especially if you're looking at it from an Airbnb perspective, is look at listings that have closed that are like businesses and whatnot. I only say that because I'm working with a guy that owns a series of laundromats, and he's got $700,000 that he needs to lose. Like, he needs to buy something immediately with it, and it's his business. It's not a 1031. So so that's another, I mean, you never know. You could buy a couple of residential houses and make it into an Airbnb business or something along those lines too. It's just another stream.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, I thought that was an interesting comment, and we'll pick that up in a conversation this week sometime when we get on a Zoom. All right, T, thank you. Hey, any last comments, anybody? Everybody keep your chin up. Janice, thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, we do this
Thank you
every
very much.
Monday. Love to have you, part of the group anytime. All right, and
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Let's
you're
do a
Nice meeting you all.
screenshot. Let's do a screenshot,
Oh, we got to
guys.
do a screenshot. So put your best smile on.
I'm gonna count down. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Is anybody in witness protection? Anybody?
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a great day. Kenny, I will chat with you later about the home in Tampa. Johnny and everybody who commented, thank you for your comments. Camila, congratulations. Nick, be safe up north. And again, Janice, thanks for joining us. Karen, thanks for calling.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Good day, everyone. Bye-bye.